Now, we do have a few irregularities with it, okay? And first of all, anybody know why we use the yo form? What do you think?
Because I'm telling you.
Okay, it covers three different things. It covers regular verbs, it covers stem-changing verbs, and it covers irregular yo form verbs. Okay, so like the verb tener, what does tener mean? To have. Okay. When we learn affirmative commands, we learn ten cuidado means be careful. Okay. If you speak it formally, what's the yo form of tener? Tengo. Tenga is the command form, the formal command. So that's why they use the yo form, to cover regular verbs, stem-changing verbs, and irregular yo verbs. Now, we do have some verbs with weird endings. Okay? And there's three exceptions here. Okay. We have verbs that end in CAR, verbs that end in ZAR, and verbs that end in GAR. Okay? CAR, GAR, and ZAR. Okay? An example of a verb that ends in CAR, anybody know one? Here's one. Buscar. Buscar would also work. Buscar. What does buscar mean? To look for. Remember, to look for the bus car. All right. When we have a verb that ends in CAR, okay, the C changes. The C becomes a QU. Okay? One of the reasons why they do that is if we have this opposite ending and it ends in an E, the CE in Spanish has an S sound. We need that hard K sound, so they have a QU together. So the forms are either what? Busque or busque. Okay? So tocar would be toque or toquen with a QU. Now if it's a GAR verb, anybody know any GAR verbs? Jugar. That was the one I was going to write. Jugar. What does it mean? To play. Now this one, it's not as extreme of a change. The G will actually just become GU. And again, if it doesn't have the GU there, the G will actually take an H sound, and they need to have that kind of that hard G sound, so they have GU. So it becomes juegue or what? Juegue. Now remember, there's a stem change. Jugar is a stem changing verb. It's a U to UE. So we have that stem change there, but then we add that GU. Okay? Juegue or jueguen. And that's how it's going to be there. And now our last one is a ZAR verb. One we'll use is empezar. What does that mean? Empezar. To begin or to start. Now in this one, it's just a simple letter change. A Z becomes a C. Not sure why it changes that way, it just does. So now this also is a stem changing verb. So what would the single formal command be? Empiece. What would the plural form be? Empiecen. Okay. Those are our irregular ones. Something I'm going to add as well. We talked about if you're making them negative, you just put a no in front of it, it's fine. If you have a pronoun, like a reflexive pronoun, for example, sentarse means to sit down. So if I'm using a formal, I'm telling you all to sit down, sentar becomes sienten, and you add the se to the end. Siéntense would be with your pronouns. If it's a negative, if I say don't sit down, you will actually take the se and move it to the front of the verb, and it becomes no se sienten. Because if we didn't do that, if it was siéntense, sit down, and no siéntense, that's like saying no, sit down. So you would have to say no se sienten to be don't sit down. So there's little notes on there. So we're done with our three exceptions. There's one more thing we have to cover.